Hi Kiwi! Alright, we're going to be running another run of Hades. We just unlocked a new weapon as a new aspect for the Twin Flames. I'm going to be running one fear rather, so that we can get this testament from Eris. And I'm going to be using Hestia's keepsake because I had a realization, and I don't know how likely it is to work. But I have a theory that since Eris is mostly ranged-based attacks, maybe we can use Hestia's dash.
You're not supposed to be up here, are you? Don't think your dad's permitted back up top, at least. But you're a witch. Must be you've got your cures for everything under the sun.
Alright. Excellent. So this is what I'm looking for. Your sprint destroys most ranged shots near you and inflicts scorch on the foes that fired it. I have a theory, and I have no way of confirming this yet, but I have a theory that this will block some of Eris's attacks, I hope. It's kind of useless now, but that's fine. So the way this new weapon works is when I dash or sprint, the basic attack projectiles that I launch come back to me. And I was hopeful they would do a little bit more damage than they currently are, but imagine this with a Poseidon boon. I bet if we had Poseidon on our attack, we would be bursting these guys so badly. Unfortunately, we're getting Hephaestus, which, not as ideal. No, certainly not. I am stuck. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now, I will say, I have had a very busy week. It has been a fair bit of time since I last played Hades, just because work has kept me very tied up this week. So bear with me if my gameplay is a little lackluster today. My hope is that I will succeed where I have failed in the past. Alright, Festi, what you got?
I heard the latest, Witchy, that you're headed for our mountain tippy top. Just don't expect warm welcomes when you get here, as we are a bit preoccupied right now.
I enjoy the thought of a Greek god just using the phrase tippy top. Alright, specials occasionally create a blast. Fixed gain, you take 10% less damage and restore mana. If you take damage during your attacks or specials, they're stronger. I guess I'll take this. Or do I want something to roll for a duo boon? I could take the special because I'm not really using the special in this build. Yeah, why don't we do that? And then I can maybe get Vent and hopefully get a reliable means of getting, what is it, origination going? The passive that makes me deal more damage to enemies that have 2 curses on them, in other words. Alright, so we've got our Hermes, we've got a Hephaestus, we've got a lot of Hephaestus, and then we've got a Demeter. I guess Demeter might be decent, but I'm looking for Poseidon if I can find him. So what do we take here? I guess let's go all in on Hephaestus. I've never done a full Hephaestus run. I may as well try it. I think I should take Hermes as well, though, because Hermes may give me the ranged projectiles move slower, and that would be very effective against Eris as well, I believe. Okay, so starting off, I got stuck there. Unfortunate. Alright. What mini-boss do we fight here? I don't know if I've encountered a mini-boss here yet. So, before we go fighting a mini-boss, let's gather some other goods so that we have a bit better fighting chance. Alright, so in theory, now that I have this, if I do that, okay. It does decent damage. Again, I bet if we had Poseidon on the... If we had Poseidon on our attack, I bet that would do a whole lot of damage. But you know what? It doesn't hurt to diversify. We've certainly used far more Poseidon than probably any other god at this point, maybe save for Apollo's cast.
This has been under siege before. Normally, it's not too big a deal. But Gramps has something else in mind this time. Got some individuals here pretty spooked.
Alright, let's see. More money... More damage. Oh, perfect. This is what we were looking for. Hard target. Most foes' ranged shots are slower by 30%. Alright.
Let's pick up the pace.
This is going to be a defensive-focused run, clearly.
Oh.
You know what? I could have dodged that, but I chose not to for no reasonable and discernible reason. That was reasonably English, wasn't it? Alright. This is a little bit sketchy. I have to remember that I can keep channeling my Omega attack while... Oh, I didn't see it. I can keep channeling my Omega attack while dashing. Alright, I'm getting a sense of how this weapon works. It's certainly not perfect, but we're getting there. And hopefully I get some good bonus rooms that give me either magic or or HP, because I could certainly use both on this build.
The barrier's lost some of its strength.
I'm definitely going to take the double HP buff over here, I think, unless... Let's see. So I've taken... How many have I taken so far? I took Hermes and I think I only took Hermes so far, so I have 5 more options. 3 Hephaestus, that brings us up to 4, the HP, and then the Demeter boon. I think is probably what I'll do. So let's grab that HP, because I think having that now won't hurt. I do realize that the sprint boon that I took from Hestia isn't going to really benefit me for a while, because there aren't any major ranged enemies for the immediate foreseeable future. But I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. It's really just to make Eris, who I find the most difficult challenge in this entire process, on a ranged build particularly, that doesn't do a whole lot of base damage. I think she'll be the most difficult challenge of the run, so if I can make her fight a lot easier, I'm fine with that. Alright, so we got our HP. I guess we start stacking Hephaestus next. I didn't need to get hit by that. Unfortunate. That guy got popped. And you know, Hephaestus is pretty solid damage to have on my special periodically, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. I have a feeling that I'm going to have a lot of trouble dealing reliable damage when I get into the Rift of Thessaly, the ship portion of this fight, or of the surface. I just have to remember to pop my special every now and again. Alright, Festi, what you got? Attacks occasionally create a blast. No. Attacks and specials deal more damage to armor after you enter location. I like this. I'll take this. It does cut my maximum mana in half pretty much, but I'm hopefully getting some mana here and there. Or magic, you know what I mean. This guy can dodge, apparently. He did a very good job of doing so. I don't have a whole lot in the way of mana regen, so I should probably look for that too. Just coin. Not great. We'll likely get something at Charon's shop, though, so it's not the end of the world if I don't get it immediately. I mostly just need to make sure I have some for the boss fight. I think that's where I'm going to have the biggest issue if I don't. Not the best place to have a very closed off area. We're fine, though. We're fine. Once we break the armor, things get a lot easier.
Counter right now.
Oh, you know what? That was my armor breaking. I'm like, it looked like I took a lot of damage, but no, the armor just broke, and I'll keep getting the armor back every room, right? Yeah. It's only 15 armor, but that's at least one chunky hit being blocked for me. So worth it. Alright, Hephaestus number 3, here we go.
One less pylon.
I appreciate that I can dash, I just casually dashed through and dropped the Hephaestus and everything just got exploded immediately. Felt pretty good. I do wish I could more reliably aim my attack, because it does auto-target some enemies that I'm usually not prioritizing. Like, see, I'm trying to hit the harpy on up there, but it's kept focusing this big barrel guy instead. I definitely need an attack boon, because this is an attack-focused build. And Hephaestus is not the correct choice, because this is more of a sustained DPS rather than a burst. But there's our vent. That's what I wanted. I've never used his cast before, but I'm not sold on it here. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab vent. That'll let me get origination off every 20 seconds, I guess. So not amazing, but it's something. And it is a pretty sizable chunk of damage, if nothing else. Whoa, what? I didn't know you could spawn here. Alright. I think we save the mini-boss for last once we're fully stacked up. So let me go ahead and... yeah, I can only get 2 more. I think I'll go Demeter. Her attack boon really isn't the best for this, but I think I'll use it anyway. Oh, you can turn invisible. I didn't know that. Alright, I've never mentally registered that if you could. Or if I have seen it. I have almost certainly seen it by now. I may have just taken 1 damage. I'm not entirely sure. Because I thought I had 16 armor. No matter. Fine. We're still fine. I find it a little silly that your attacks with this weapon cannot break pots, so you have to use your special if you want to open up a pot that's like got gold in it. I definitely could use some more magic. I openly acknowledge that with this build. But I don't think I want to take the double magics that are on this floor. I'm just gonna hope that Charon provides a little bit for me, which he usually does. Charon's pretty good, generally, about giving me what I want. Not always, but often enough. The other big issue with this is when I'm channeling my attack, I cannot regenerate mana passively, even from the from any of the god boons or from the Arcana card that I have that does so. But it's fine. We're pretty much finished now. Oh, that teleporting sword is... When more of those swords start showing up on the next floors, they're going to be a problem, I suspect. But we're still managing fine. Our DPS is fine at this point. And boom. Okay. What have you got, Demeter?
You sprang forth from underneath that gloom onto our world's surface, have you, Flower? If you mean to visit our mountain, merely follow the path of desolation leading straight to us.
Alright. Cast repeatedly deals damage. Your Omega attack deals more damage, but uses 10 more magic. Whenever you gather plants. So she didn't even give us her attack boon, which kind of stinks, but I guess then we'll take her cast. Her cast seems decent, I think. It's fine. Unless I want more max HP. I don't really find seeds on this. I would take this, but we just don't have the mana for it. So yeah, I'm gonna take her cast. That'll at least help me get origination off, I think. And no bonus rooms for Jeff. Unfortunate. Anything over here? Nope. Alright. Then let's go ahead and see what this mini-boss is, because again, I don't think I've seen the mini-boss that you can fight here. I could be mistaken. But let's go ahead and find out. Oh, okay, it's...
currently in charge.
Alright, that's not even that exciting, unfortunately. I don't know what this means, but... just try and get as much damage off as I can, and I can use Hestia's sprint to really block most of his spookier damage. Well, I didn't see what hit me there. This is fine. Oh, here, let's break the pylon. That'll probably do a whole bunch of damage.
That should have done it.
Assuming he doesn't block all of it, but we're still fine because even though I took a bunch of damage here, I'm going to heal it at the pool. Alright, what have we got? Attacks and specials deal bonus damage to armor 40%. Gain some armor and foes cannot knock you away. You take 10% less damage and restore mana when you do. We do need a mana regen option, and I'm probably going to get hit a lot using the basic attack on this weapon, so maybe that's the call here. I mean, whenever you get an epic boon, you kind of feel inclined to take it, but it's not going to help me a lot outside of the armored enemies. And 75 armor is effectively 75 HP, which sounds awesome, but once it's gone, it's gone. And it's going to be gone pretty quick, knowing me, so I think I'm going to take his mana regen. Certainly not my favorite option of the bunch, but we'll take what we can get. I'm certainly prone to getting hit when I'm channeling my Omega attack, or just my basic attack with this weapon, so I think that should be fine.
Now to get out of here.
Alright, let's remember to heal. And now on to visit our good old boy Polyphemus.
Well, this was lovely.
Kiwi, how would you feel if I pronounced him Polyphemus? Alright, mystery boon, magic up. We've got the mana for both, or the gold for both, so I'm taking both.
What's going on?
Another Hephaestus boon, okay.
Mayhap expecting someone else? Or just as likely not expecting anybody in particular? Because a blessing is a blessing, ain't that right?
Sure is, bud. Alright, attacks and specials deal more damage. I guess I'll take the armor now. Doesn't hurt to have it. I really, really don't want his attack and special boon, because that's just going to lock me out of so much damage potential. I don't have a very good option as a whole, unfortunately.
Pale boatman.
Do I want to take the grasp? It's only 10. Now I'll skip it. Well said, bud.
Death to Kronos.
Alright, off to Polyphemus we go. I feel with range attacks I should be able to handle him alright.
You could have had my friendship, couple of my sheep, but instead, you spit my eye.
How do you want to be friends if you keep trying to eat me?
I have done no such thing. I merely need access to the docks. Yet you insist on getting in my way.
I feel like Polyphemus would be fun to hang out with if we were on friendly terms and he wasn't trying to actively kill or eat you.
Put yourself in my sandals. What would you do? You'd say, I don't like the way you're treating me. I am gonna eat you.
That is a mood. I don't like the way you are treating me. I am going to eat you. I've told people that before, right, Kiwi? I will devour you. I think your hair has said that to me, at least. Your hair actively tries to eat me on a regular basis. Whoop. Alright, that's phase 1. I'm gonna let my mana recharge until he becomes vulnerable. Some big barrel bearers are kind of a problem, but not the biggest problem. Eventually, I just have to watch my cooldown in the top left, and I can see when I can use Hephaestus's ability again. Whoa! That's so spooky. Alright, Hephaestus is off cooldown, so I'm going to try and pop this on Polyphemus. Well, never mind. It was worth a try. But we know how this goes. I really need an attack boon. I do quite like Polyphemus's theme song. It's pretty good. I like the random flute that pops out of it here and there.
It's no use.
See, and that's why I was hesitant about Hephaestus's armor boon, because it's not actually that good for me since I'm so prone to taking damage. Oh, that sheep is aggro and does damage to me. It's a ram, I guess, but oh, that sheep popped my armor. Oh my goodness. And you can't damage it, so what do you do about that? Alright, we're getting him. We're making progress. Leave me alone, angry sheep. I think it only gets aggro if I'm close to it, which is good to know, but bad to deal with. Or maybe it's if I hit it?
Some smelly sheep. I know you shouldn't have done that.
We're getting the damage, but this sheep is honestly DPSing me more than Polyphemus has been. Oh my goodness. Leave me alone, you naughty ram. And I realize that I think sheep maybe I'm mixing up my terminology. I forget what the phrasing for you versus... Is sheep a colloquial, like a cover-all term, or is it... does it refer to primarily female sheep? I know ewes are female sheep, but it may have to do with age as well. I don't know. I don't work with farm animals. I don't know. I am genuinely just getting absolutely rushed down by these rams, though. Hephaestus should be off cooldown soon, so should be able to deal with them. Man, I might honestly die. I'm going to be very sad if it's to the sheep, though. So, okay, Hephaestus is off cooldown. I'm going to try and go for this. Hopefully that finishes him. Cool.
Great time.
Yeah, I'm going to be entirely honest. I'm not a fan of the Twin Flames.
Some wool.
Their playstyle just does not mesh with how I want to play. Oh well. At least I'm mostly healed up now. What key cake do I want? I don't need Hestia anymore. I could try and force a Poseidon, but then I wouldn't have a Death Defiance against Eris. So really the question is it worth giving up a Death Defiance in the form of Luckier Tooth to guarantee the Poseidon blessing on my attack? I almost feel like it is, honestly, because that'll massively increase my DPS potential. And I think I need it. I think I honestly need it. What other... Because, otherwise right now my three gods are Hestia, Demeter, and Hephaestus. And none of those really do the sort of damage that I need on, Hestia does damage over time. Demeter doesn't have a huge attack up and freezes, which is nice, but not going to be amazing against the boss. I think I'm gonna do this. I know I said move variance is nice, but we need something to guarantee the run. And defensives are nice, but I'm not getting enough.
Foul-smelling hovel, crudely furnished with assorted fixtures of exaggerated proportion, and strewn with remains both fresh and long decayed, comes a waft of seaborne air.
I smell mostly the decay.
And I also maintain the idea that in this game, killing things faster means they kill you less. Because the faster the fight, the less time they have chance to
Too far
damage you.
swim, but all those ships out there are swift.
Anywho, let's see what we got. Hopefully we find Poseidon sooner than later. Oh good, the driftwood we need.
Let's begin.
Alright, there we go. So no Poseidon yet. I think I'll take the HP. I could use the survivability. I just have to remember to drop my special every time there's a Hephaestus' attack comes off cooldown, which is only every 20 seconds, which really does not feel terribly amazing. I would love it if it was a little bit faster. But, I mean, it's a balancing thing, you know? Hephaestus benefits a hit-and-run tactic, which is not how I like to play. Alright, what have we got on this barge? Nothing, it seems. Honestly, Hephaestus' damage up on armor may have been nice for just getting through the trash mobs on this part, because I do imagine that's going to be a bit tricky to deal with. But not tricky enough for me to say, oh, we need it. And then... Okay, you know what? I take it back. Like, it's hard to land these ghosts. Like, their hitbox is kind of small, unfortunately. And if I'm focusing on dodging, they're going to be all over the place, and I can't really reliably land them that way either. Oh, I didn't even see you, Mr. Skull. Feels like that was a little bit overkill for killing that one in particular. I guess that Arcana Guard I have that has a chance of critting when I'm using a Mega Attacks is pretty nice, but it's, again, fairly unreliable. We'll make it work. We're gonna make it work. I'm going to beat Eris this run, I promise. I hope. I pray. I have confidence in my abilities, I think. Very confident sounding, Jeff, right? But yeah, honestly, maybe Aspect of Melanoe is the best option after all. Alright, that's it for this one. Weirder format from usual on these. Usually we get multiple fights on a single ship. Feels like this one's gonna do that, though. Yeah, I think the other big reason Poseidon would be really good on this build is simply the fact that he gives a lot more AoE to your attacks. Maybe Apollo would be decent in that respect then, because if the ghosties are larger, it's more likely that they'll hit on the return trip. I still feel like Poseidon would win out overall, though, just because of the sheer damage that he brings. Sure would be sad if he never showed up, though, because at this rate, he's never showing up. Palm of Power or coin? We probably have enough coin to buy out the shop, so I think I'm going to go the route of Palm of Power. Not that I know what it's going to give me, because nothing I have, strictly speaking, immediately benefits from that.
Couldn't do it.
I do appreciate that vent damage, though, I have to say. It does do a fair bit. And I guess part of it is maybe maybe I avoid dashing to reposition enough to make sure that the ghosties hit appropriately. But then I lock myself out of one of my best defensive tools, which doesn't sound great on paper. Yeah. I thought this weapon looked cool and interesting. I think as a whole, the Twin Flames are cool on paper and not so appealing in practice. At least for my playstyle. Alright, 18-second cooldown instead of 20. Cast Steel 15 every half second, or more armor per room. I think we'll upgrade the cast, probably. It doesn't last for very long. The longer the fight, the more valuable this is, because I can't necessarily reliably drop my cast in a good spot. I think I'm going to take the cooldown reduction, honestly.
That's better.
And still not a single Poseidon. I guess maybe he'll show up on a Charon shop. I don't know. I don't think that's how that works. Would be nice if it did, though. Hestia's boon is helping out at least a little bit here, because I can destroy their projectiles before I get hit by them. The scorch damage is negligible at best. It's like 2 damage per projectile blocked, which is effectively nothing as far as we're concerned. But I am well stocked up on... Oh, thank goodness. There he is. About time you showed up, Uncle. Oh my goodness. This is
Quiet.
finally a room that we don't... we can benefit from this. A Hermes shop is very welcome here. And is that a... That's a pool as well. Wow, this is a really good room for me. Alright. Poseidon, please give me your attack.
Into my boundless, terrifying seas, my niece. Unfortunately, teeming with invaders now. Got my hands full dealing with them, if you must know. We'll see if you can break through their blockade.
One attack boon, please. Will. Okay, thank goodness. It's his lowest one, but it's still a huge damage up nonetheless. I hope.
Count.
Alright, use the fountain first, then use the shop. Receive a boon from one of the Olympians, but who? Receive bones. Receive a boon of Hermes. I think we're buying all of these, honestly. We have a lot of coin.
Shouldn't take too long.
Oh, it's delivered after a certain number of encounters. Okay. Do I have 2 encounters left is really the question. I'm not sure that I do. Alright, this was more expensive than I expected to be. But I'm going to take it now.
This right away.
What did I get?
What's for delivery?
Okay, maybe it just shows up in the next room? I don't know. I've never actually had this reach a point where it's effective, so I guess let's go to the next room and see what happens. Guess maybe I did have enough time to buy it and not have to buy the extra cost, but I didn't trust it and I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, see, this is... My damage has gone up immensely already just by getting the Poseidon boon. I knew it would be very good on this. Maybe I guess this weapon really needs Poseidon to pop off. So I guess one ship counts as one encounter? Or did I just miss something fundamental? I have no idea how this works. But yeah, the other thing I think that this weapon as a whole lacks is knockback. And Poseidon covers that as well. It gives your attacks knockback. Once again, I have killed an enemy that has like 25 HP with a massively overkill sort of special attack, Hephaestus effect. Feels kind of funny to do that, admittedly. Alright. I'm gonna just stack these up and let that harp... I was going to stack them up, but I didn't want to face the correct direction. Alright, this is kind of annoying because I actually can't get to her with all of these. Alright, there we go. Now she's frozen, which means I get an attack in, and then we just pop her. Alright. Do I don't understand. Where's the... Did I miss it? Was it in the other room? Where did the god boon that I was supposed to get from the Hermes shrine go? Is it bugged or is my brain bugged? It's hard to know with me.
Never learn.
Oh. Well, at least that was only my armor. I didn't actually take any HP yet. Was hopeful I'd be just barely out of his range, and I was, but... Oh, look at that. Like, I missed all of those. The recoil on the... Not recoil, but the return damage isn't nearly as impressive as I hoped. Okay, we'll take another Hermes boon, I think. I mean, the mana is nice. The magic is nice, but it's not doing anything for us, really, at this point. I think most of our damage is going to be coming from a Hephaestus hit and run kind of tactic at this point, and then just playing as defensively as possible. I think that's actually wrong. Maybe I should have taken the mana after all. Well, actually, you know what? If I get hit, I'm going to regenerate a whole lot of mana. I'll just let Hephaestus do the... Oh, no, don't have a Hephaestus. Okay, fair enough. I do trivialize a lot of the monsters here with... Or, not monsters, but a lot of the enemies here.
In the name of Hades.
Each time you slay a foe, your specials are faster, your attacks are faster. Let's go with the attacks are faster since that'll help with our DPS a little bit. Alright, looks like this is the shop before Eris, so... all bets are off on what comes next, I suppose.
Some iron.
Okay. What have you got to say, Homer?
As the black flagship sails closer to the shore, the Princess of the Dead knows well that whatsoever strife she has experienced thus far this night is about to get worse.
Oh, I waited eagerly.
Good spirits, Milanoe. Alright. Demeter and Daedalus. Well, we're definitely buying the hammer.
This should help.
Sustain fire. While you channel your attacks, you fire 15% faster, but move 70% slower. You channel your Omega attack 10% faster and uses 3 less magic. That's actually pretty amazing, isn't it? Your attack fires one shot that deals 1500% damage, but uses 20 magic. Moving slower right now doesn't sound ideal. Using less magic, though, I feel like these would synergize well with each other with the build I have, since most of my mana comes back from getting hit anyway. And if I'm moving slower, I'm less likely to dodge. I feel like this will really bother me, though, and I don't want to learn how to handle it right before the boss fight, so I'm going to take this one. Alright, Demeter, what have you got?
Daedalus.
Was hopeful for maybe a duo boon, but it's fine. Imagine if I had this. That would have been awesome. After you enter a location... I think I'm gonna go this. Is this 10 magic per hit, though? If it's 10 magic per attack, that's gonna drain my mana extremely fast. If it's only the first time, that's awesome. Maybe I'm gonna take it. It's probably a mistake.
Cool and brisk.
And... I'll take the 25% more damage on a mega attack. Alright. This ultimately becomes a battle of attrition and, more importantly, positioning.
To dry land.
Oh, here we go.
Ah. You're tougher than you look. I'll give you that trouble. And I'll give you something else for what you did to me last time.
The outcome of our prior meeting was the direct result of your provocation and hostility. Tonight may go even worse.
Wait, you're telling me our choices have consequences? Come on, don't be so gullible. Anyway, I'm gonna open fire now.
Sounds good. Here, have a cast. Take this and this. Alright, I block all of her shots. Oh, that's ridiculous. So my dash is the answer here. And if I can just hit her with that. Oh, Eris. This is such a rude build to you. I feel like they shouldn't have made it that way. It's probably a little bit overkill. Alright, well, at least I have the damage to deal with these things right now. Yeah, so it does use 10 mana per Omega attack cast. That kind of guts this build just a tad. But it's fine, because again, I'm kind of trivializing most of her attacks. I doubt I can block her AoEs like that, but now the real question is, does this get blocked? It does! Oh my goodness, it does, Kiwi. That's ridiculous. One boon just makes this boss a non-threat. Alright, her damage is doubled, but my damage is pretty substantial, even if I can't use it effectively against her. Maybe I should have honestly gone Hephaestus on the attack boon. Nah, I still think Poseidon was the right call for the trash mobs, if nothing else. But it just kind of feels like I am playing Hit and Run, and Hit and Run works in this instance because I'm using a build that denies most of her damage. Alright, well, we won. Play lame, win game, isn't that right? That's what we've been saying for a while now. Alright, she's flying away. Is she dropping bombs? No, she's dropping barrels. just gonna pop those guys because I don't want to deal with them. Probably is better to use it on Eris herself, but I'm fine with this outcome. How's this? You're a little on fire. Like, she just dealt... Because of Hestia's boon, she just took 300 damage in Scorch. Although she got her shield, so maybe she didn't, but it's fine. Like, I just need to stand in front of her and let her meat shot me while running around. That's kind of silly. Kind of, like, look at that. She's got 400 damage in Scorch now because of that. I mean, I just need to remember to keep dashing. Especially when she's actively firing at me, because I just decided to let her hit me there. But I guess we didn't need the second Death Defiance after all. Here, go ahead and damage yourself. Like, look at all that damage that she just gets because of that. That's hilarious. I definitely feel like that is perhaps not the right way to balance this boss, but I also appreciate you taking... Like, I would consider Hestia's sprint very weak offensively, but here it is just doing so much damage because she's a multi-hit kind of enemy that uses a lot of rapid-firing attacks. So, in most instances where I think its damage is pretty lackluster, in this instance it's anything but. And I still consider it one of the better defensive options. Here, shoot at me again. No? Okay. Here. Like, I'm just gonna run in circles. Brinos, I think you blocked that attack for me. Alright. One Hephaestus pop and she's done. Boom indeed. Yes, and friends explode friends in video games. It's just kind of the natural course of life. Alright, well, that was honestly kind of anticlimactic and still feels kind of disappointing. As a whole, I'm not enthused by this weapon. But I promise I'll get at least one... I'm going to get at least one Chronos kill with it eventually. But that's it for today, in terms of these weapons.
One step closer comes the surface-seeking princess to Olympus and the gods. Yet certain other steps remain, ere her tale here is to unfold in full.
There are some interesting sound effects happening in the background there. So the real question is, what is next? I've tried a new aspect weapon, and I wasn't sold on it, so... You know what?
I won't be making that mistake again.
There are two more weapons I want to play with. The Staff of Momus and the Axe of Charon. So I'm going to do that.
You knew I could do it, didn't you, Phrynos?
I'll do one of those next.
They were all so happy together, weren't they? And oblivious to the Titan's threat.
And then I'll try a 32 heat run, and I think after that, that'll probably be the end of my playthrough in Early Access for now, because I don't want to play too much of the game when it's not even finished. I just want to try out some of the... I want to try out some of the fun options still.
Ooh, babe, you know what? You put up more of a fight out there than I figured. The rail was so hot to the touch I could hardly stand it.
I think that was all the Scorch.
Pleased to be of entertainment for your benefit. Is that all this is to you, then? You jeopardize our continued existence just for a cheap thrill?
Don't go acting like there wasn't part of you that felt a little thrill out there yourself. And now that you've had a taste, you want more, don't you?
I want you out of these crossroads, and out of my blasted path.
Too bad we can't have it all.
Hail, Lord Moros. How have you been acclimating so far? Is there something we can do to make your stay more comfortable?
No, Princess. I'm well and acclimating, as you say. I've never been to such a place as this, and making every effort not to be a nuisance here.
You're welcome here and safe.
One step closer.
Anything I can make yet? No. Rush of Fresh Air. I need Fate Fabric, which... You know what? I can buy that from the broker, so I'll get that one done. And then... I don't know where to get mandrakes from. Nectar I can get, but I still haven't found any garlic. Alright, so let's go ahead and just buy a fabric real quick. One Fate Fabric, please, broker. And then... I'm running out of nectar, so let's buy that right now, too. And no garlic for Jeff. That's fine. Can I sell things to you is the next question. I can. What can I sell? Okay, so I can sell some of the plants that I've accumulating. I have so many death caps. Let's sell some of those, yeah.
Fair trade.
I'll bring these down to 5, because I doubt I'll need more than 5 of anything. And I'm going to keep growing them anyway. Cool. Now the question is, do I buy that? Do I buy some moon dust with that?
I've need of that.
I'll buy 3. See what I can get with that.
Much is expected of you. The pressure that you feel, you never speak of it, and yet full well I know it's there. Your constant companion.
I can hardly distinguish between pressure and faith anymore. My entire life has led to this, and all of you are counting on me. Are you truly so certain in my inevitable success, Headmistress?
Pressure and faith are intertwined, 'tis true. Ever in conflict. Should the pressure utterly prevail, out comes despair. Only then do we truly falter.
You didn't answer my question. The combined might of the gods was not enough to stop Kronos before. And you know the fates are unpredictable. My success is not a certainty.
My faith is not in outcomes, 'tis in you. And I've enough of it to last. Should you find yours lacking, I shall always spare you some of mine.
Oh. I really like Hecate and her relationship to Melinoe. They're a good pair.
Thank you for believing in me.
No need.
No need to believe in you? Oh, I know she means no need for thanks, but well, that could be misinterpreted. Alright, let's go ahead and grab a rush of fresh air.
Let me see. O essences of chaos, heed my voice. In your potential, I have made my choice.
Your will is done.
So mote it be. Can we bathe again, out of curiosity? It doesn't look like we can. Okay. Everyone's got things to say, though.
Showed Eris, didn't you? Could hear her crying practically from here. Been far too long since last I kicked her ass myself. At least somebody's picked up the slack.
Perhaps all of those savage fights between you two contributed to her disagreeable nature. Or yours, for that matter. Unless you're certain neither one of you has changed a bit, in which case, what was all the fighting even for?
Sorry for laughing there. Toppy has a very bad case of the zoomies. She's gone up and down the stairs twice now and just came skittering through the room to crash into something under your desk. Wasn't the most graceful crash.
You've met her. She always liked picking fights. And you've met me. I've never liked backing down from them. As for you, go learn to take a compliment next time.
Oh, she is poofed. Her tail is very poofed right now.
I must have missed it.
Sure did.
Evening, I think.
Adequate.
Yeah, it must be confusing to know what time of day it is in Erebus, since it's always dark.
How was the surface? Still warm and welcoming, I reckon. You ought to be commended for even setting foot up there.
It was dreadful. The city of Aphira is completely overrun, and there's a blind Cyclops making sure no one gets out.
Well, that all sounds entirely unfortunate. Blind Cyclops, huh? That must be Polyphemus. Given that scrape myself way back. He's still going on about eating people?
He is.
Oh.
I agree. Erg. Alright. I guess I'll just keep planting one of everything.
Our garden flourishes.
Never mind. Not one of everything, two of two things, I guess. Good to see you as always, Hypnos.
They say to never bathe alone.
Who is they? I only bathe alone. I sounded very lonely when I said that. Because I am. Because I am. Oh, an enticement for Lynn and Oros. But nah, I made my promise. Let's go ahead and unlock the last two aspects that I really want. Aspect of Momus sounds really good because, I mean, one, when you have no more than 50% of your HP, absorb special attack blast, your Omega special attack blast rather, to restore 5 HP. So it will heal you, which is huge. And then plus 10 to the base damage of specials Omega and special attacks and their Omega variants. That sounds ridiculously good since the special attack was what carried me with the staff originally anyway. And then for Aspect of Charon, this one just sounds fun. Your cast lasts an additional 3 seconds and erupts like your Omega cast if struck by your Omega special. So basically, this is a build where we run the Apollo cast and nothing else. That's like all we need, and maybe a Daedalus Hammer to make the specialist charge faster. So I think what I'm gonna do then is let's do Aspect of Charon this next run, and then we'll do Aspect of Momus next.
Grant me the Aspect of Charon.
But I'll unlock both now, I may as well.
Grant me the Aspect of Momus.
I bet it's pretty good.
Thanks, Skelly. What do you have to say this
Given
evening?
all your wisdom, Commander, how is it that you know so much about the Oath of the Unseen? As far as I know, it predates even my father's rule within the underworld.
Oh yeah, your papa took a different tack. Was out about his packs of punishment. Even served your brother with him once when they were really on the outs. But Boyo just went for it and then things really heated up.
You didn't answer my question.
And I'm not gonna, for I made certain vows myself.
Fair enough, Skelly.
The moon waxes.
No comment. Alright. So let's go ahead and grab this Axe of Charon. Make sure I actually have it equipped, mind you. Is this the Axe of Charon? Looks like it. And then we'll go ahead and grab our Apollo and hope that we get his cast. Alright, Kiwi, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. In the next one, Axe of Charon. Let's give it a shot. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Sleep well, love.